What's going on, everybody? Now before I begin this video, I want to bring your attention to the big red subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. If you enjoyed this video or any of my other videos in any way, please consider clicking that button and I would owe you my firstborn child. Okay, maybe I promised a little too much there, let's bring it back a bit. Now today, on this very rainy and quite frankly dark day, I wanted to bring up a topic that I think's been brought up way too often at university, and that's whether or not I drink coffee. Now, apart from trying to look cool and edgy as a kid, coffee never really serves any big basis or importance when you're a small child. It's around the later stages of high school that people start to separate off into two different groups. And now I'm not talking about the cool kids and the uncool kids, because that is some dark memories. I was one of those kids who never really found coffee in any way interesting. It looked like Coca-Cola that had milk mixed into it. And really, in the end, I just thought, why not just drink Coca-Cola? So I kind of went down that path. This is to say that growing up, I simply didn't like coffee. What I'm trying to say is, while the taste never appealed to me, the utility of coffee did. On most late night high school binges, when I was, trying to rush through assignments, or not rush, kids, I would find it very hard to stay focused. I would often get distracted. I'd see a bird out the window and I'd be like, oh, wonder what that bird's day was like. And then I'd start getting really attached to the bird. When it flew away, I'd have a lot of withdrawal, I'm getting way too into that point. What I'm trying to say is I found it really hard to focus when I had no energy. And when I discovered that coffee was the secret to keeping me working for hours and I didn't need naps or sleep, I was like, I gotta get some more coffee. So then I started throwing down coffees like Kobe throws basket. But what I'm trying to say is I drank it for the caffeine. It was the effect of the coffee, which is why I began drinking it, not just because I was like, oh, that coffee looks so appetizing right now. It wasn't like that. It was just, I liked what it did to me. That sounds an awful lot like drugs. So I'm not what you'd call a recreational drinker of coffee. I'm not like that indie hipster that's, got the satchel around the shoulder and goes to order a venti of coffee every morning at a Sydney cafe or Starbucks or something. I'm not one of those people. I'm just someone, if someone's like, hey, would anyone like any coffee? And I'm, 3 days behind on my work, I'll be like, 2 sugars, please. And really, at that stage, anything that's going to keep me awake and focused is my friend. It's my ally. Except drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't. Seriously. Subscribe if you liked that message. And I mean, even when you think about the materials that go into coffee, it doesn't sound that appetizing at all, really. Like, just think about it. First, you have liquid that's been extracted from the udder of a cow. This is literally someone at some point who's just gone along and be like, you know what, guys, fellas, just bear with me on this. Of course, the first guy to ever discover milk came from cows too, was probably one very messed up individual. Next ingredient is coffee beans. This is literally from the ground, coffee beans. So, again, you're mixing liquid from an animal with beans from the ground. So again, the person who first thought of coffee was just really experimenting, really going out on a limb with this one. And then finally, the thing that put the icing on the cake was someone was like, hey buddy, can you get me some water? Not the cold, refreshing kind that we probably need in this climate. Get me some really hot, warm, like molten water. Something that would, if water came out of a volcano, give me some of that, and I'll mix it with this, and then we'll drink it, and if we don't die, we'll recommend it to our friends. So when someone inevitably asks me, particularly being a uni student, hey Tom, do you drink coffee? I respond to them simply yes, because it's a lot easier than saying what I've just given you. So yes, I do drink coffee, but I drink it for the utility. Not the social utility, but the utility that it keeps me awake, and that I know that for the next hour or so until I have a crash from the lack of caffeine, that I'm going to be doing some productive work. What do you drink coffee for? Why don't you tell me in the comments below? And if you enjoyed the video, consider liking it and subscribing down below, because Lord knows I need more subscribers.